Hey everyone, welcome to this week's episode of the Cross-Chain Insider, a weekly roundup of all news traveling across chains, brought to you by LI.Fi. I'm Mark, member of the BizDev team and a recovering governance token holder. My Bigbrain co-host is Arjun, the jack of all trades, master of everything here at LI.Fi. He's our thread or extraordinaire, research or of protocols, and he even helps out on the sales team every once in a while.
Hey,
What is up?
I haven't threaded in a while, so it feels weird.
Yeah, I know. We need to get back on our threading game.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those of you tuning in for the first time, this is the Cross-Chain Insider. It is first posted by Arjun every Monday morning or afternoon, depending on your time zone, where he just goes through the biggest updates in the cross-chain world. And it's available on Substack, so you can go subscribe to that via email. And we just go through it in podcast form here and throw it up on YouTube for those of you who don't love sitting at screens and reading, which I think is the majority of people. So with that, Arjun, let's go to the first section of the pod, which is the bridge updates of the week. What you got?
Yeah, so let's start with Arbitrum Odyssey. It's not technically a bridge, but what they're doing is feels like a bridge festival because they're starting with a bridge week. And this will officially start today, Tuesday, June 21st. So they're starting with Bridge Week, and users can bridge Ethereum to Arbitrum and claim their first NFT at the end of the week. So it's like you're getting incentivized, you're getting rewards as NFTs for bridging to Arbitrum this week. And there's like a list of 10 or 12 bridges. Li.Fi is one of them. So if you bridge to Arbitrum this week, you'll get an NFT. And users who end up using the bridge that had the most wallets bridging into Arbitrum this week will also get a bonus NFT. And not surprisingly, in addition to like all the rewards by Arbitrum, bridges are offering their own rewards. For example, Hop has offered like 10 small brain NFTs. Hashflow and deBridge announced their own rewards. And so did Li.Fi, right? So we're offering redacted rewards for those who bridge to Arbitrum this week. So go to transfer2.xyz, bridge to Arbitrum, and yeah, get some NFTs and rewards. Next, we have Li.Fi. So we have now added support for BlockWallet, which is a self-custodial crypto wallet, and they have a lot of focus on privacy, and they like offer a lot of cool features around that. So like users can basically protect their IP and other data when making transactions. They can easily identify phishing attempts, and there's like a lot of security and privacy focused features. And now BlockWallet users can bridge and swap across 15 chains via transfer2.xyz. Up next, we have trust minimized cross-chain NFTs. So NFTHashi, an NFT bridge protocol powered by Connection Nomad. They've introduced cross-chain NFT bridging. So it supports transferring NFTs between different chains via two types of bridging systems. One is the wrap pattern, which is like most common, I would say. So this is basically like wrapping your NFT on another chain, and while the original one still exists on the source chain. And then the other one is the most interesting one, which is the native support pattern. So this like a mint and burn kind of mechanism. So your original NFT burns on the source chain, and then you mint and another, like not a replica because you burned the original one. So yeah, it's good to see like cross-chain NFTs becoming more common, and it's nice to see a project that's making it easier for collections to go cross-chain from day one. Next, we have deBridge. So they've now added support for Fantom. So developers can start using deBridge to power seamless, secure cross-chain experiences between Fantom and all of their supported chains. Last, we have EIP 5164. So this is cross-chain execution, and it was introduced by Brendan Asselstein. So this is basically like standardizing EVM to EVM bridges. And what this means is like, so many Ethereum protocols, they need to coordinate state changes across all these EVM-based blockchains because like protocols have become EVM compatible now. So EIP 5164 defines a cross-chain execution interface for EVM-based blockchains, and it standardizes like the interface basically. So developers who are the users of this specification can now have contracts on one chain, call contracts on another chain. So it's like cross-chain contract calling across the EVM ecosystem. And yeah, that's it for bridges this week.
All right. It was a smaller week than normal. I feel like you usually have like 7 bullet points. I think we only had
I mean,
6.
so
No, we only had
you
5.
can add like the smaller news items, but it's like I had like more interesting reads this week, so I kept it small.
Oh, okay. I feel like you're shilling our own bags there with the interesting reads, but we'll get there. Okay, so the next section of the podcast is multi-chain ecosystem updates. I think next week we need to come up with some like spicier names for the different sections of the pod, and then maybe add some like sound effects. Anyways, that's totally a fourth wall break for our listeners. Sorry, guys, but like, don't you like? Come on,
Yeah,
comment on
maybe,
YouTube.
maybe.
Comments on YouTube and like give me a sound effect that we can use in between sections, like a and we'll add it in there. Okay. Anyways, the multi-chain updates. Arjun's telling me to hurry up here. Okay. So first is we have Osmosis planning their restart, which already happened on a previous Sunday. Osmosis was down because there was a bug in their code. Last week we talked about it on the podcast, and now it's relaunching, which is fantastic. Next, we have Polygon, the future of gaming. The Polygon has partnered with game studios to build the future of gaming on Polygon. The team aims to bring new gaming projects to the Polygon ecosystem and announced 3 new titles. So we have Derby Stars, which is certainly my favorite, which I think that's at the bottom. Yeah, here we go. It's a
Yeah.
horse racing game. Can we check it out? Will this load? Yeah, fantastic stuff. We have Derby Stars, we have Metalcore, and then we have the Wildcard, Play Wildcard. So I'm a huge fan of Derby Stars from the looks of it. What was the horse racing game that was with NFTs like a year ago? I was playing that. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I remember you talking about it. I don't remember the name.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it. Yeah, I was like breeding horses with NFTs. It was
Yeah.
super cool. So I've been in on the horse racing Web3 game for a while. So Derby Stars is calling my name. Okay, next news bit here is MetaMask and Phantom Wallet, along with a bunch of other browser-based wallet applications, disclosed a vulnerability wherein users who imported their wallets with a secret recovery phrase were at risk if a sufficiently advanced attacker gained control of their device. Halborn, a security audit firm, actually reached out to them in September of last year, and they're just now announcing that this security vulnerability has been patched. Based on all of the news releases I read on it, no one was able to attack this successfully. It was patched without anything happening, which is fantastic. And this is just another reason for people to go back to first principles and really learn what you're actually signing up for when you're signing up for a digital wallet, and to treat your security phrase with the utmost respect, because there are some bad actors out there.
All of these like wallet related updates, they scare me.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I don't like half of the time I'm like, okay, what happened and do I need to be worried? Like that's my first thing. And then I
Yeah.
go on to my wallet and check if everything's there.
Yeah. Shout out Halborn for
Yeah, for
being the
sure.
real OG. Like, come on. Thank you. Okay. So next section here is Circle. The team behind USDC announced their second major fiat-backed stablecoin, the Eurocoin, or the Euroc is what we're calling it, I believe. It's
Euro
now
C.
live. EuroC, is that what they're calling it?
I don't know. I think
Okay.
USDC.
It's EUROC. You're that's a
I
tough
mean
name.
USDC, Euro C. It makes sense.
EuroC. Okay. So it's 100% backed by euros, and it's held in euro-denominated not stablecoin accounts, banking accounts. Anyways, as usual, I read the documentation because no one else does. And guess what I read down here? I scroll. You keep scrolling. You're like, oh, is there anything more to read? And I clicked on this. When will Eurocoin launch on other blockchains? I was interested. They didn't give much information. They said, Eurocoin will launch on additional blockchains later this year. But here's the juicy part. The Circle is speaking my language, Arjun. Here's what they said. They said the future is oh no, shoot. The future is multi-chain.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. The future is multi-chain.
But they will launch on Ethereum first, like as they should, and
As they should.
It will launch at the end of the month.
Look, they didn't think anyone would come down to their FAQ, but I did. I'm your Circle.
I think
I am your
USDC
guy.
is already available on like multiple chains, so this is not a surprise to me.
For sure. But I do like seeing Circle being so
Yeah.
bullish on the multi-chain
I mean,
future.
being available in writing is completely different. Like you can see, okay, they're thinking about this stuff even before they've launched.
Yep. Okay, so next bit of news, which like it's sort of news, but it's like news not to get your hopes up for. The merge is tentatively scheduled for mid-September. This is when Ethereum will merge from proof of work to proof of stake. This is based on the difficulty bomb date, if I'm not mistaken. However, I do know that it can be pushed back again if they so decide. So September, maybe the merge will happen. If I was a betting man, which, you know, I do work in the crypto space, I would say September will probably not happen. I'm not getting my hopes up. What are your thoughts, RJ?
I don't have any hopes. No.
You don't have any?
I'm just waiting for it. It will happen whenever it happens.
Okay, and then the last bit of cross-chain news here is that Harmony announced that the first part of their cross-link heartbeat signal feature. Now, this is like a total Bigbrain update, which like if you're not like deep into the Harmony protocol, you're kind of like, man, why do I care about the heartbeat signal feature? First of all, it's a great name. Maybe they need, I would maybe recommend an acronym going forward, because it's kind of tough for me. Can you like cross-link heartbeat signal feature? You know, that's not like, it's not like rolling off my tongue here, but it, you know, it's a big deal. Essentially, this allows Harmony shards to communicate more efficiently, is how I'm understanding it. Is like they sort of batch the block hash, block number, UID, and epoch into like a single sort of easily readable thing between shards. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so that is the most recent section of the pod. See, this is why we need the sound effect, which is right? Boom. Oh, that was pretty good right there.
Why don't you do it every time?
Fine, manual sound effects today. Okay, so next portion of the pod, we say Arjun and I, we scroll Twitter a lot, like probably like, if Philip's listening to this, I'm sorry, Philip, like probably like too much.
That is my job.
Okay, it's technically Arjun's job. It's like sort of my job, but I take it seriously, like it's my job. And so Arjun knows what's popping on Twitter, and so he writes about what's popping on Twitter. And so Arjun, I'm going to ask you this question.
Yeah,
what's popping on Twitter?
So it's like there wasn't much other than probably bad news across Twitter. And within all of this, like something that got a lot of attention was cross-chain NFTs. And NFTHashi, like as we mentioned earlier, it's a project in this space who's working with Connext and Nomad. So I was like really happy that cross-chain NFTs are back in the news. So NFTHashi is a trust minimized cross-chain NFT bridge protocol, and they use Connext and Nomad for message passing. So earlier this year, we saw a glimpse of like what cross-chain NFTs would look like with Ghostly Ghost. So Ghostly Ghost, for those who don't remember, it was an omni-chain NFT collection that was built on Layer 0. So Layer 0 is basically doing the job of what Connext is doing for NFTHashi, because it allows like cross-chain message passing. And they had like everyone talking, right? Because they had a free mint and they saw high volumes. Their prices at one point were at above 0.75 ETH. And this is back when Ethereum was above 3 or 4K. So they were very valuable indeed. And yeah, so with Ghostly Ghost, we saw what multi-chain or like cross-chain NFTs would look like. And the best part about them was like they were natively multi-chain. So it was not like you minted the original NFT on one chain and then you were like going around with your replica on the other chains. Like wherever you go, it was native to that chain. So before them, multi-chain NFTs meant like locking NFT on the source chain and minting a replica on the destination chain. But with Ghostly Ghost, natively multi-chain NFTs became a reality. And this was because they would burn the existing NFT and mint a native NFT on the destination chain. So NFTHashi offers the same, and it takes like one step forward because they make this functionality available in the form of an SDK. So any NFT collection that's looking to do the same, they can just integrate their SDK and uh, go cross-chain, like natively cross-chain from day one. Plus, they also offer the wrap bridging functionality, and this opens up like all the use cases. Like Arjun Bhutani tweeted, with like you can use your Axie Infinity NFT on Decentraland, or you can sell your Aavegotchi on Treasure's marketplace. And I think like I find cross-chain NFTs very fascinating, and I don't really like the idea of uh, wrapping my NFT and using it everywhere. So it's like especially because it's like native cross-chain NFTs. It's just great to see someone building on those lines.
Yeah, mapping my ENS domain to my Lens protocol
Mm.
profile would be sick. I've just been starting to test out Lens. I've been pretty impressed so far. And this is where we would add a new sound effect because we're going to a different section of the pod.
I
But I
mean,
don't have a good
go
one off
ahead,
the
go ahead.
what? Maybe a
Make your own.
snap. There we go. Maybe a double snap. There we go. Um, I don't think the snap is in GMI. Didn't feel good. So the next section is recommended reads for the week, and we'll let Arjun start us off. What you got? What should the people read?
First one is like a straight up free alpha from David Hoffman from Bankless. So in this article, he talks about like 8 projects he's bullish on in the bear market, and he gives like a one pager for each project. Like he talks about what they are and what's the bull case for these projects and how people can learn more about them. So it's like a cheat sheet or like an alpha sheet for where someone else has already done most of the work for you, and you just need to dig deeper now. So it's like 8 projects that he is bullish on. And the best part is that all these 8 projects are from like different sectors of the crypto industry. So you kind of get a glimpse of like what's happening in each of these sectors. And of course, like LI.FI has been mentioned. So this makes this article extra special for me. But yeah, it's a great article, I would say.
Oh, look, you can stop reading after the second paragraph too, if you're really cool, because the second paragraph is all about LeFi. Anyways, what's next?
Yeah, so next we have a blog by LI.FI. So this is basically an interview with the Across Protocol team. It's an interview as part of the Let's Talk Cross Chain series by us. And in the series, we talk with bridge builders and learn more about their journey, how they went about designing their bridge, building a team, raising funds, like all the challenging stuff. So a lot of information in this interview about Across Protocol. And I don't think you can probably find this information anywhere else. Like I haven't read it, and Across has a great communication through their blog, and this is unique information. So if you're across maxi, as I think Mark is turning into one, you should definitely read this.
Big fan of Across over here. I wrote the deep dive for Across. We also hosted the Across team on Twitter Spaces last week, which I don't believe we've posted yet on YouTube, but that recording will go up at some point. And guys, like this was probably like the most fun I've ever had recording something. Just because these guys were like so willing to give awesome information. They explained how Across works so well. And they even like at the very end, I think they gave some token alpha that
Yeah.
was I don't think was really known to the public. So if you're looking for something fun to listen to, when we post that, be sure to check it out.
So there's a link to the spaces in the newsletter. So you can check that out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a link to the spaces.
Then the last one is called Meet Wormhole. This one is interesting, right? So I've not seen anything similar yet. It feels like a introductory video by the Wormhole team, and they're just like talking about how Wormhole works, what's their vision. And I think like for anyone who's a visual or like an audio learner, this is a great first introduction to Wormhole. and yeah, it felt very cooperative. So it was kind of different to say the least.
How are you? What's your learning style? Let's give the people what they really want. Personal
So
information.
I can, like, it's very different, I would say. Like I can read everything, but for podcasts I need something to look at. So I don't like, I find being like having my attention on spot for Twitter Spaces very difficult. So if the same Twitter Spaces session is available on YouTube, I'll probably do a much better job retaining everything.
I need to be able to read it. I can't. If I listen to something, I'll never be able to remember. But if I put my eyes to it, I like it. Anyways, sorry, digression. I've been digressing a lot today.
Right.
Okay, so
It's
my
probably
recommended
because you're
read.
not reading it, so your attention is elsewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Seriously. So my recommended read here is a total. I'm totally shilling my own bag right now, but I published a deep dive on Avalanche Bridge, which goes into all of the nitty gritty details on how Avalanche Bridge, which is the native bridge between Ethereum and Avalanche, sort of run by the Avalanche Lab. It was created by the Avalanche Labs team. They now have a set of four wardens that kind of run the whole system back there in a more decentralized manner. But if you want more info on Avalanche Bridge, be sure to check it out. It's a 12-minute read on Medium, which, I mean, everyone in crypto is Bigbrain. So that's like 6 minutes tops if you're skimming it. So yeah, it's all good. I would have to say I probably didn't do a great job of putting enough pictures in it this time, guys. So it's a bit of a meaty read. Okay, and then outside of that, speaking of a meaty read, we have The Bridges Are Dead, Long Live the Bridges, by Z Prime Capital. Arjun, like, there's not really a bridge Bible out yet. Like, I remember the OpenSea guy, he has literally something called the NFT Bible, which is like like 100 pages on the history of NFTs and like how they work. I would say this isn't the bridge Bible, but like it's definitely like it would be something you use to write the bridge Bible. What do you think about that take?
I think it has a lot of information, but it's also a lot of like technical stuff. So if, like, in my opinion, if there was a bridge Bible, it would start with like basic stuff, or
Yep.
like it would give you an ecosystem overview. I think this is like great if you want to read about details of all these projects, but like it doesn't give you a like an overview of the entire ecosystem, which I think like the 1KX article definitely did, because that was like 1 year ago and it was like bridges were not even relevant at that point. And even today, all the data there is like very, very relevant. So I think like combination of all these things, and then you can probably add the trust as a spectrum article or like add the classifications. I don't know what a bridge Bible would look like, to be honest.
I mean, honestly, we should definitely write a bridge Bible. Now that I
What, like
said it out loud,
100 pages of bridge
yeah,
information?
100 pages. I mean, dude, we could easily get to 50 pages before even having to use the internet. Like we could get to 50 so
Can
fast.
we use the existing information that we've already published?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
we can kind of combine all the stuff. We
I mean, I
should
think I
definitely.
think we should do that because we have like a format for deep dives.
Yeah.
We have a format for even like cross-chain message passing bridges that has been published in this article, but it's not out yet. So I think we can definitely like keep adding to it as well. That's a good idea.
There we go. Write it down. I guess we can't publish this podcast now because like the alpha every time we say anything in this podcast, no one listens to us, but then like somehow someone does it. Like with the blockchain like when we said bridges were like banks and then like two articles were written about that in the month after the podcast went out.
I
And did
think
we write anything? No, I should have.
that's
Never did.
just how things are supposed to work. So whenever I'm like on some topic, I'll see so many things on Twitter and I'll be like, oh fuck, I'm late.
Hey, let's keep the language PG, bro.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure,
see,
sure.
all right, now this would be another time when we get a break in the podcast for another
Can
sound
you
effect.
can you explain the title to me? Bridges are dead. Long live bridges.
Dude, I don't know, but it was interesting. I clicked on it.
But can you explain the title in relevance to the entire content inside the article?
No, I couldn't. I actually I thought about it for a while and I was like, I think he just wanted me to click on something. And I did.
I don't know, but it's weird, right? So I'm not expecting to read what I read from the article. Or
Okay,
maybe
we're to the
did he mean like token bridges? I did.
No, I think what he meant is like bridges are dead. Like yes, they've been hacked. Like bridges have not had a fun 2022.
Okay.
But like long live bridges. Like there's actually a lot of cool stuff being built, and there is a lot of cool stuff being built.
Yeah.
And I can say that because I'm a bridge. I work at a bridge and Dex aggregator, so I see all the cool stuff. All right, we're running short on time here, Arjun. We're to the last section of our podcast. This is where Marco next week is going to add a sound effect, which is like I think it's your turn. Do you want to try a sound effect this time?
No, I'm not doing one.
Maybe that we'll take that like sound. No, I'm not doing one, and maybe that will be our sound effect. Okay, so the last portion of the podcast is we call it the TLDR. It's where we just get to give one of our spicy takes, something that's on our mind, just a brief little monologue on what we're thinking about related to the cross-chain, multi-chain, metaverse. Arjun, what you got?
I think this week, if you're thinking about anything other than Arbitrum Odyssey, I think you're lying to yourself because it's the bridge week. And like I'm basically enjoying the L2 season. And it's great to see the initiative like start with the bridge week. There just feels like a lot of energy as like bridges try to attract users. A lot of shills as well, but all towards like the same goal of getting more users to bridge to Arbitrum. And we haven't seen anything like this before. So I'm actually like enjoying it. I'm excited for it. And yeah, like it's like at the end of the day, one bridge will probably win in terms of users. But I think like all bridges are the winners because people will be like using them. So yeah.
Okay, I guess I have to be fired because the Odyssey was not on my mind this week. It's not. I'm sorry. I just it's not holding my attention quite yet. I am gonna participate though because I want those NFTs. But anyways, we talked. I talked in this space maybe a month ago. My TLDR a month ago was that I did not see a specific use case for cross-chain NFTs. I
Mhm.
said that. I've been thinking about it a lot, and I'm here, and I'm back, and I just want to say sorry. I just wanted to apologize. Like I'm now incredibly bullish on cross-chain NFTs, and this is for one reason only. Are you ready?
Yeah.
This is not going to blow your mind. I just want you to know that. I'm going to say this, you're going to be like, I've thought about this like 30 times already. But cross-chain identity. I think that's the biggest use case for cross-chain NFTs. If I essentially like if I want to use my on-chain identity, where like let's say I have a great credit history on Ethereum mainnet and I want to go take out a loan on Arbitrum. To be able to move that data along is probably the easiest way to package that is going to be through an NFT, I would assume. Um, and so I think that is a huge use case. I'm pretty motivated after reading about soulbound tokens from Vitalik to think that some sort of on-chain credit score is going to be passed via NFTs, and that those NFTs are going to be very valuable when trying to lend or deposit money across these chains. And so I am now incredibly bullish cross-chain NFTs. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry for doubting. I apologize for my brash words. And
So,
those are my
so what
thoughts.
you're talking about is like very use case specific. So I think like for that you can use wrap bridging mechanism. But if you if you mint a new NFT collection, please make it native because otherwise it's just like a replica.
Okay, so I said all of that. I'm still super out on like PFP collections moving across chains. Like I don't care.
No, it's not. It's not moving across chain. It's like moving with you wherever you're going, and it's like
Yeah.
your NFT on that chain. It's not a
Yeah.
replica.
Sorry, I
Fucked.
was looking around. I was looking around for cares that I give. Couldn't find any.
is someone who was like big on PFPs 6 months ago.
Hey, I'm still big on PFPs. Okay, I love my PFPs with a burning passion, which is why I'm single. But okay, we should probably wrap this up. But I'm not bullish on my PFPs moving across chains. I don't really see like why I would ever want to take my, ape from Ethereum to Arbitrum, because like the reason I bought it on Ethereum is because I like that it's on Ethereum. So
No, so what you're talking about again is like wrapping your ape on from Ethereum to the other chain, right? But you would probably buy an NFT collection, like a new one, not an already existing one, that's like natively cross-chain, available in all chains, and you don't have to take it anywhere. It's just there.
okay, okay, I guess I'm just an Ethereum maxi because like, do I want that? I don't know.
I mean, if you think the future is multi-chain, you will be using all the different blockchains. So it's like
You're right, but for like
maybe
this, for the art case specifically, I don't
no,
think I
no,
don't think
like
like
the
the
art has to be different, but it's definitely like an interesting additional feature, I would say.
definitely. Okay, I think that's the end of the podcast.
Yep.
Do you have anything else?
No.
Okay. So I always ask you if you have anything else. One day you're gonna be like, yes, I have.
No,
I have
I
so
will
many
never
more thoughts.
never add anything to this. Like you just keep
Okay.
asking me, I'll never say anything.
Okay. And with that, that's the latest episode of the Cross Chain Insider. For more info, be sure to subscribe to the Cross Chain Insider on Substack. You can also check out LI.FI. That is LI.FI. We're building the ultimate cross chain money Lego. We're a bridge index aggregator, guys. It's beautiful. If you're a DApp, hit us up. We'd love to help you build cross chain products. You can check us out on Twitter at LI.FI Protocol, LI.FI Protocol. And you can find us our Discord at that handle. And with that, thank you for listening.